Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow Gran Turismo 7 racers. I find myself here in another daily race, B race. This race went pretty good. Finished 5th overall, I believe. I held position here. But kind of an interesting race, and you get to check out my laggy internet. As there was a couple times you'll see cars kind of jump around and bounce around. It's kind of funny, but also kind of distracting because it's a little bit hard to tell what line somebody's going to run when the car's jumping around all over the place. But I guess it just adds another element to the race, really. Surprised you don't see it in the start line here. This race may not have been as bad as some of the other ones, but we'll see. I'm sure there's a couple funny clips here. Here we go. This first corner here's see the cars jumping around. This first section's always so sketchy. This guy came up the inside. Laggy internet's wonderful. This guy gets around. Nope, looks like I stayed ahead. Of course, bounced off the wall there. It's taking me a while to get this corner down, but you don't realize you can just go flat basically as soon as you turn in. Just floor it and go. It took me a while to get that down. This corner is always a fun one. A lot of position changing happening here. As you can see, this guy got in front of me. And this section is fun as well. Off in the dirt there. Or who knows, with the laggy internet, he could have been right on track. Hard to say. Got a terrible run, hit the wall there coming out of that corner. See if I can pull it together a little bit better this lap here. See some crazy action going on up in front. That man met the barrier, or as we say in Gran Turismo 7, barrier. First gear, power out. Glitchy cars all over the place. Pretty much just try to hold it together here through the rest of this race. Try not to make any big mistakes and lose position. At this point of the week on this track, everybody is just flying. Everybody's trying to get this track down, and it really just makes for some interesting racing. Everybody's really got a good grip on the braking points and where to turn in and when to power out. It's pretty amazing. I actually did a race with the computer on this track just to kind of get a feel of how they were in GT3 class, or Group 3 class I should say, on Gran Turismo 7. It's called Group 3, but anyways, did that race with the computer, put them on the professional level and tried to make it as hard as possible. And I mean, even starting 13th out of 16 on this track against the computer, I mean, even being as slow as what I am, I could just annihilate the computer. It came back and won by 5 seconds pretty easily. But I think once, you know, the crazy thing is about how these daily races, which are really weekly races, are set up is, you know, you have that whole week, and man, if you're a person that really has time to put into this, and you really can nail down these tracks, it's really pretty incredible. I watched a couple replays of guys basically going into the first corner full tilt and just chucking the car in. Some guys are running some of the top times, and that is just so hard to do. You know, maybe at some point, if hopefully I can invest a little more time into this, maybe I can get to that point as well. It's definitely hard. This is a very challenging game. A lot of good racing, especially it seems in this A class that I've worked my way up to. It seems like everybody really wants to win, and to me, at least from my experience, I know everybody's experience is different, but from mine, I've really just had a much better experience in the A class, and even the upper end of the B class was pretty good as well. Just have a lot of good drivers and a lot of good racing to be had. It's nice that people, you know, when people take it seriously and don't try to absolutely destroy you. So you see now we're on the 4th lap, still basically just hanging out in 5th. Just kind of chilling behind these guys, running decent lines, just once again trying not to lose time and lose position, I should say. But we're gaining actually on 6th place here down this back stretch, so we must have got a better run off the exit back there. Hit the braking point right at the sign. So I tend to keep my eyes on the shadow there, which actually kind of messed me up in a time trial, because all of a sudden there was no shadow there, and I was like, well, I guess I'll brake at the sign. So yeah, try to just look for that sign. It's better in case there's some clouds overhead, whatnot. Which actually brings me to my next point. What would be really awesome in these daily races that are really weekly races, what would be really cool, man, is if we could get some weather thrown in here. That would really make for some awesome racing, to where, you know, you kind of get a forecast at the beginning of the race and you kind of predict the weather, you know, whether you want to start on slicks or start on wet tires, and then you kind of build your race strategy. I think that would add a really sweet element. And also, if, you know, I mean, I enjoy the weekly races. I think it makes for some really good racing, but I also, you know, would like to see something in this competitive online mode of GT Sport, where, you know, it wouldn't be the same race for an entire week. We would actually have, you could actually go into a mode where you would have multiple races within a week on different tracks, That would be fun. So here's the last lap here. We're coming at the corner and we're catching up, but do not believe I go for any sort of move anywhere. I just kind of try to hold position. So once again, I'm really not trusting the laggy internet at this point. A little bit sketchy. And I don't want to take anybody out and ruin their race, because you do unto others what you would want done to yourself. And I would not want anybody taking me out of a race, so it's happened plenty of times. And I'm sure people would say that I've probably taken them out of a race or two, but I can promise it was entirely on accident if I did. Here it is. That wraps up this race. So thank you guys for watching another video. I really appreciate it. Just like, comment if you want to, and subscribe. Thanks guys, see you later.